Okay, welcome back, everybody. We have a collective reading for you. This collective reading is just going to. I was sort of getting a message, something to do with you guys, maybe like looking at traveling sometime soon. I feel like it would be pretty close, like within the next 2 weeks or 2 months or something. I don't feel like it would be too far off in the distance from the time that you come across this video. This video is timeless, so it doesn't matter when it was posted. It's more about once you have found it. And I feel like this place, I don't know if it is very far away. I feel like for a lot of you, it is actually quite close to probably wherever you are. And what I mean by that is it could be up to kind of like 2 or 2.5 hours away, or I don't know, even if it's like half a day trip. I don't know. I don't want to let it like, go from one extreme to the other too much. Some of you, it could be a trip that kind of takes 2 days. Like there's something about the number two or like 2.5. So whether that's like 2 hours, 2 days. I don't really feel like it could be 20 minutes, although for some of you, if you live in a kind of smaller town where you've got a lot of necessities quite central to your area, 20 minutes out of town could be vastly different. The main feeling that I get from this is I don't know if it's like it could be different things that you're traveling for. It could be work, could be like just a almost retreative day trip where it's like nice, refreshing, fun getting out or going somewhere different that you haven't gone, or it feels like a different environment, a place where you could probably decompress. So if it's not work, it's about decompression or recreation. There is a few of you where I feel like it would be something you would already know about though. So if some of you maybe only like a couple or even one specific person kind of out of the group, maybe traveling for like a funeral or something like that. But if that's the case, it's not something that hasn't happened yet, that will happen. It is something that you would already be in the know about from the point that you like watch this video. So nothing kind of scary on the horizon in terms of that. But yeah, anyway, so lots of different reasons people could be traveling for, mostly business or recreation, bit of decompressing. So I do feel like there's probably a couple people here that could be doing like a bit of like a sneaky romantic getaway, whatever that would look like for you. So just take what resonates there. But it does feel like kind of a place where it could be like tucked in hills or like a quiet kind of hidden beach or something. It feels like it's not a very busy place. It feels like it's mostly kind of nature. No, what am I trying to say? Like secluded spots in nature that are very like tranquil or something like that. If it is business, obviously it might not be, but I feel like for the majority of you, even if it is business, it still is. So like I don't know what that means. Like maybe you're a part of some type of organization that is, I don't know, maybe you're part of like the tourism industry and you have to go check out a certain chain of hotels in a kind of quieter area or something like that, whatever that looks like for you. And so yeah, there is also something here about prying eyes. So there are people that you will have to be mindful of, either who is watching, who's paying too much attention, or people potentially being a little bit jealous because it's like you're going on some type of like holiday or getaway that they might not have the ability to do that with. Even if it is as simple as a work trip or something like that, you could just have co-workers that wish that like they were in your position, or that they got to be the person that got to do that job, that got to go to that destination or something, or got to, maybe it's like you're working with a certain person when you're traveling away, and this person wishes that they were the one to go do that trip instead of having to like stay in town and do like the normal job and miss out or be left with like boring stuff or something. I do feel like there's something here where two people could have the potential to be a bit of a match, but they're at odds. And I do feel like in reality here, they're actually just vastly different people. They're just very different. There's something, it's like fundamental core values are different. There's a lack of understanding, a lack of seeing eye to eye. I don't feel like there's any competition or anything here. It's just like we just do not understand each other. So I feel like you could probably really vibe with each other. Like you could probably have a good time or something. But like when it really comes down to it, there would just be certain things that would almost be like invalidating to you or something, or they just wouldn't get it, or they just have like their eye on, you know, the prize of something else that's not to do with you, or they have an agenda or something. Like maybe they're just not really paying as much attention to you. It's like they're too focused elsewhere is probably what I mean to say. And so you could be kind of like waiting for some type of I don't know if it's a coming together, or and then you just realize that they're maybe like not as, maybe they like came in and they kind of, well, it was like a very quick, lots of interest, lots of attention, punchy, kind of like, hey, you, like showing the indefinite energy of interest. But then it lasted all of 2 seconds and they changed direction or focus. And it doesn't have to be like a lustful, romantic, interesty type thing. It definitely could be. It also could just be this person's like, they're very ambitious and I don't know. This person, I don't know about this. I feel like, what is this? So we've got Virgo and we've got Gemini, but it's really mercurial energy. So it's like definitely again could be working together. Intelligent communication. I was getting the word cooperation, which is not something I generally think of with Mercury, but it is something that both, like that energy is more than capable of. But what I would say is that if it is like cooperative, is maybe look at the ways that it is cooperative, because it's not really an energy that will, I don't know, might disagree with you, but it would be an energy that would find a way to kind of just make the best of the situation. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to stop there because I don't want to like talk in circles or lose the point of anything coming through. But I feel like you guys, there's something here, there's someone here that you're dealing with that's like fundamentally different to you. And if this is not another person and you're actually on your own, this could be some type of like feeling torn in two different directions, where like one part of you is like, I should really focus on work or my responsibilities or something like that, being a bit more like serious or whatever, whereas the other side might be like having a captivating interest in something that you want to go after or like maybe try to fight for, and it's like trying to find a way to weave the two together so you can make the most of it. And that would, but I feel like you guys are more than skillful and capable of pulling it off, if that is the case, so that you should have confidence and trust in yourself that you are capable. Okay, all right, so let's move on. Yeah, there's definitely someone paying attention to, I think they're just, I sort of get this come through sometimes, and I had it with this same exact card in at least one or two other readings where they're coming through as a King of Swords, and they're like taking stock of you or sizing you up in some way, or they're kind of watching the way that you handle things and the way that things unfold and the choices that you make, and they're looking for consistency over time. And I think they're also taking stock of stable choices that you're making. There's something here, and I do feel, I get the energy very much of teaching an old dog new tricks for some people, but for others of you, it's not really about that. It's actually like epiphany, could be a little bit of like aha moment. It also could be just that, yeah, it's like seeing how you handle things, and it could be more about paying attention to you or being observant of you. So we've kind of had that come through a bit, right? Some sort of travel, some sort of, even if it's not far away or for very long. So that's the other thing too. Even despite, you know, I talked about like how far away the place may be that you go to travel, it might not actually be about that. It doesn't even matter. It could just be a trip that goes for 2 days. It could be a trip that you're only there for like 2 hours, but it feels like an entirely different world away in that time that you're there, like a breath of fresh air. But we'll leave that and keep going because it's different things for different people. This person does feel chained to some type of like, I want to say it's like an involuntary composition. I don't even know what that means. I think this person, there's something most of the time they can see very clearly, and they are correct in what they see and have, yeah, great clarity. But there's something here where it feels not tainted, but maybe their vision is like weighed down in some way where they couldn't understand the expansiveness, or there's like something here where it's like they're looking at it flat, like as if it was a 2D picture, not a 3D picture, or they're seeing what's happening, but like they're not understanding the emotional concepts behind something, or they're not understanding, I don't know, it's like they very much understand strategy and stuff, so and agendas and all of that. Like I feel like they're kind of onto it, clocking people and being logical, and I think they for the most part have a fair idea how people work, but it's very much like they understand how people work, but I don't know. I think there's something in them. There's something that they're missing. There's something that there's like a belief that they have. I think this is a similar one that I got to ages ago, where there's some type of like foundational belief that they have that's almost perfect. It's like almost true in every essence that it could be, but it's like a very base foundational belief, and it's actually not 100% correct. And I think that they've gone this far most their entire lives thinking that it is 100% correct, potentially coming off a little bit arrogant or ignorant at times because of it. But then when it really, like, something about you has, or the situation has made them understand that it's making them reevaluate and sort of pulling apart their foundation and putting the pieces back together with the correct, say, cog in the wheel or something like that. I don't know if that's the correct figure of speech, but they're kind of putting the foundational blocks back together because they've now reevaluated their stance on it. They understand the fundamental belief, and that they realize they were being held back in some way by their own mental capacity or misunderstanding or belief that they have, whatever that looks like. And so they are, I still get the energy that they are very impressed by you. You potentially have taught them things. Although some of them may feel like a little bit of a slave to your energy purely because they see you as quite dynamic, and because they did actually learn something from you. And I feel like this person doesn't learn much from other people very often. So it's kind of like that in itself is impressive, and that in itself is kind of like a what am I trying to say? Like a kudos, like it's yeah, I don't know, it's good. Okay, anyway, moving on. I just heard 10 wrongs don't make it right. And there's something here, I'm getting some type of analogy about just because you like leave a carcass behind doesn't mean that the carcass doesn't exist, kind of thing. So it's like pretending that a truth doesn't exist doesn't make it cease to exist anymore. It's just not how life works. But I also feel like there's something here where you've probably grown or evolved or become more ambitious than what this person last understood you to be. And I think that not only are they seeing you on a new level now with whatever this thing was that you've kind of taught them in some way, even if it was inadvertently or unintendedly or not on purpose. But I feel like you have a lot more tenacity now than what you did before. And there's something about your being firmer in your stance or your personhood that this person underestimated. Yeah. Okay, is there anything else that we have for the reader for today's collective message? No. That's everything that we have for you guys. Hopefully this is helpful in some way. Only take what resonates and don't make anything fit that isn't relative to your situation. And I hope you're all well, and I'll see you in another one. Bye.